Hi there everybody, it's Halsey from slimandstylish.com and I'm a UK independent Stampin' Up demonstrator. Thank you for joining me today. Today I'm using a little lace cling stamp set which is from the annual catalogue by Stampin' Up. It is a cling stamp set, so it's absolutely great to use. Let me show you how I've made this monochrome card. It is so simple. Honestly, it took seconds. So I've already popped the main image, which is this one here, onto my e-block. I'm using Memento ink with this and I'm inking up the block. I'm actually taking the ink to the stamp, means the stamp is bigger than the ink pad. That way you know you've got all of it and everything is covered. I'm going to stamp this as a background piece around. Wherever there is a gap, I'm going to work the stamp into that direction. It's quite handy having the picture on the back of the cling. So when you actually get the cling stamp sets now, there is a sticky adhesive backing that comes with them. You can add that on and that has got your picture on it so that you can see exactly where you're stamping and make sure that nothing is overlapping, which is very useful when you're doing this sort of background stamping. And one more just in this top corner to fill it. There we go. And that's the base of the card done. I'm just going to use my chamois to clear that up. I'm going to put the lid back onto the Memento as well because I'm not going to be using that one again. I have this sentiment here that is just a little note to say hello. And I'm going to be using that on a strip of basic black cardstock. So I have a long strip here, which is what I've cut from the edge. When I cut my bases up, I get a little bit at the end, and it's a strip about this big, and I never know what to do with them, so I always keep them at the side because they always come in useful. My Versamark and my embossing buddy, because I'm going to be heat embossing this sentiment onto here. I'm just going to grab a scrap piece of paper. Lots of people use lots of different ways to keep their embossing powders. Quite a few keep them in tubs. I like that idea, but I don't have the space for that idea. So I use this and I keep them still in this little tub that they come in. And that way I'm able to just funnel them back in with a half in the paper, so it works out okay for me. So I'm just going to stamp that there. A little note to say hello. Run the powder over that. Just going to pop the lid back on there before I put my elbow into it. And then just using the folded piece of paper, I'm just going to funnel that straight back in there and put the lid on. If you are new to stamping and you're trying embossing for the first time, whatever you do with your embossing powder, put the lid straight back on, straight afterwards. Because a tub of that, you would not believe how much of a mess it will make and how far it can travel. It goes everywhere. So I'm going to pop this against my block. When I'm doing heat embossing, I like to have it on a really hard surface because the paper actually warps. But I feel that if you're heating it towards the block, it stays in place a little bit better, in my opinion. It might actually not, but in my head I think it does. So I'm going to be using my heat tool. I'm going to see it off to the side to get it warm first. If you've got me on sound, do turn me down because this does blare out a little bit. And you'll be able to see the difference as I do the heat embossing. So you can see that it goes from a powder, starts to go all shiny. And that's how you know you've got it correct. So when it goes from that powder and it goes shiny, you know then you've heated it enough. I have got my backing sheet, which is a backing piece of basic black. This is 10 centimetres by 14.3, and this was 9.5 centimetres by 13.8, so it will fit on quite nicely. I'm just going to use my Tombow to stick this on. A little frame around it, and then I'm going to pop a couple of dimensionals on the back of this. Once I've heat embossed a strip, I do like to use quite a few dimensionals on the back because I feel that the paper goes a little bit softer once you've heat embossed it. It warps a little bit, and I like to keep it all stuck down well. So I'm just going to put, that's enough. Just so over the sentiment you've got enough to keep it down straight. I'll just pop that in the middle and turn it over and snip off the edges. There we go. Tent fold card. So this is a thick Whisper white cardstock. It comes as A4, so I've cut it in half. I've scored it in half to make my tent fold card. And I'm just going to pop some Tombow on the back of that and stick that down. And this is probably one of the most simplest cards you'll see today, but I think it's so effective. I love the monochrome look at the best of times, and this lace stamp set is amazing. So if you liked this and you want to get the stamp set, you can head over to slimandstylish.com. Go up to the top header bar and click on buy. It will take you to my store, and this clamp set is called A Little Lace for you to be able to add to your basket. If you do purchase any items from me, please don't forget to use the hostess code when you come to check out. You can find the hostess code on my website, slimandstylish.com. And as soon as you do that, I get an email to say you've purchased, and I send you a little thank you gift from me. If you've liked this project, please subscribe, and I'll see you again soon. Thanks everybody, bye.